Well, there's always a special feeling when Khamzat makes the walk, whether at welterweight or at middleweight. This man has proven to be a real problem and really has lived up to all the hype and then some, dating to his 2020 UFC debut.
It's so hard for you to meet expectation, much less exceed it.
Right.
Khamzat has exceeded the expectations set for him when he made his UFC debut. He has been nothing short of a buzzsaw, just going through guys at a rate that not anyone could have expected. What a fantastic fighter we get to watch every time we see Khamzat in the octagon.
And of course, many people harken back to the Gilbert Burns fight in 2022, the consensus fight of that year in which Chimaev was challenged and still rose to the occasion. We'll see how he fares tonight. It took him just over a year on the UFC roster to realize a piece of this UFC middleweight championship. He is the last style bender, Israel Adesanya, a guy you tried to bring in to emulate John Jones back in the day.
Absolutely. You knew right away when you watched Israel fight that he has the ability to fight so many different ways. If he's coming to play a part, he's going to play that part better than anyone else you can find. It's because of the adaptability. It's his ability to change the way that he's fighting based on his opponent. In the Derek Brunson fight, he did a lot of kneeing because he knew Brunson was going to wrestle him. But in the fight against Kelvin Gastelum was a lot of punches and kicks because the wrestling threat was not so great. You gotta have that if you hope to compete and stay atop your division for a long time.
Or tell the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here once more, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Khamzat Chimaev. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready.
All right, so here we go with this highly anticipated stand-up only event. You got to play by the rules here. There aren't a ton of them, but there is no grappling of any type, either on the feet or on the ground. Fighters cannot do follow-up strikes on the floor as well, so that bears watching here as round 1 gets underway. Early connection with the left from the champ.
That jab is fast. Look at that jab.
Big power shot there.
And that's the danger in the engagement there.
Come on, bud. Let's get those hands working now.
Beautiful jab there by the champ.
Oh, nice kick to the body there.
Got tagged a couple times. Nice combo up top.
Oh, big damaging knees here to the body. So just over 20 total strikes have now landed for the last style bender, Israel Adesanya.
Big knee.
2 minutes have gone by. Oh, nice straight. That'll work. Well, he's looking for that left hand. Just out of range, though, with it. beautiful 1-2 punch. Somehow, his opponent stayed upright.
I mean, he's still on his feet, but he's not up by much. Oh, both landed.
Well, he is at his kickboxing best tonight. Another nice, good series of kicks by him.
I mean, the kicks are coming in bunches. Normally, it's the hands. Tonight, he's throwing kick after kick after kick.
Well, you got to think he might be trying to set up that overhand again. He's found a home for it all night long. Let's see if that holds true. All right, well, as many expected, the narrative in this one, Israel Adesanya striking, seemingly taking it to another level here tonight.
He just continues to get better, and it's very familiar, right? We know that when you have to stand with the last style bender, you're in trouble, but you don't have the ability to take him down. He leads all fights with this striking, tremendous performance.
All right, so another nice strike to the thigh, some bruising starting to develop, and that could render his opponent a one-legged fighter here down the line.
And it'll take some time. It'll take some time when you land it there. But trust me, when you can dead that leg with those leg kicks, you can really start to see your opponent having difficulties moving. Right now, we're at step one.
Unable to connect with a right hook. That horn sounds means we have reached the end of round one. All right, so the round is over. Certainly stunned his opponent in that round. We'll see if he can follow up here after 60 seconds.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job of finding a shot that really did affect the equilibrium of his opponent. Now he needs to go back and find the attack that's going to shut the lights off.
All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
I mean, I would love to have my telestrator right now. That was a great display of high-level mixed martial arts striking. Both combatants stood toe-to-toe and let it all hang out.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Second round underway. Oh, nice job to land the straight punch there. Must be nice to have that kind of reach advantage, DC. I know you can't necessarily relate.
Let me see that hook now.
Rips the body there for good measure. Connection like that. I'm not sure his opponent knows where he is.
No, he is on Beach Street right now. He's seeing Tweety birds over the top of his head. Both durable, both unwilling to take a step back. What a phenomenal fight.
So pretty good recovery by the opponent after getting stunned pretty good. Got to capitalize on those opportunities.
I mean, you can't waste these opportunities. You don't get them as often as you'd like. So when you get a guy hurt, you got to find a way to finish the fight. Trading his shots. Let's see who's going to be the last man standing. Oh, my goodness.
Chimaev's nose is bleeding now. Oh, there, we'll see if he can finish. Back to the feet now. Oh, big left hook there. Well, at this point, DC, I'm not sure if he's just biding his time or just trying to get some extra reps, but go finish the guy.
It seems like the guy's playing with his food. You know, he's having a good time out there. Everything's working. He's in the zone. It feels like at any moment he can end the night of his opponent. But he seems to be having fun. And hey, to each his own, I guess. I'd be rushing out of that octagon.
Yeah, you don't play with your food.
No.
Relax, relax. Keep your hands up.
All right, so now blood is a factor. You see that he has been opened up in that eye area.
Yeah, he's got hit in the eye, and now there's a cut. But it's nothing to worry about too much now. But he's got to be very careful with it as we go forward.
90 seconds to go.
Ain't good. Let's make it worse.
Well, the octagon, not a great place to be when you're looking for a rest or a stool. His stamina has been a huge issue tonight.
It's abandoned him, but he did it. He tried. He fought as hard as he could for as long as he could. Now it's about survival mode.
So the blood really starting to flow. Every time that area gets targeted, that cut's getting worse.
It's getting worse and worse, and you see the blood starting to come down. That is when you start to watch the fighter to see what type of effect it's starting to take on him, whether or not he's reaching for it, whether or not he's confused.
Shot there, he's lucky his head's still attached to his body.
The last time I saw an uppercut like that. It was Overeem versus Ngannou, and you know they still haven't found out Overeem. Oh, another one.
All right, so there's the end of the round, and thankfully it came right then and there for him. He was knocked down pretty significantly near the end of the round. That will keep him in the fight. He goes back to the stool. We'll see to what extent he can recover.
Let's get this back on track.
All right, so there's the horn. He got knocked down by a punch in that round, but he is able to survive. We'll see if they can make some adjustments.
He's as tough as they come. He took that shot and he kept plodding forward. He got off of his butt. He got himself off of the canvas and tried to get right back to work. But he cannot take many more of these. You don't want to be the guy that's testing how tough that your chin is.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. Do you believe it? This next round is underway. In the previous round, both fighters got rocked. Crowd going bananas. Big opportunity for both fighters.
These are the types of fights.
Biggest strike he's landed thus far tonight.
Big, massive shot lands. Look at how tough his opponent is, though. Still standing, still in their fight.
Let your hands go. Let those
Chimaev's blocking well now. Nice job to protect that already damaged nose as he raises the guard. Well, you know this is the hurt business, and both guys are compromised at this stage of the fight.
Yeah, both guys are compromised. Both guys have been beat up.
And that'll do it! Khamzat Chimaev gets the finish.
Oh, man.
Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 19 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout